Welcome to Tater Time with Big Al and the Tater. Your host, Mr. Caleb Strickland.
Welcome to week 6 of Tater Time. Suits brought to you by Tater Sacks. All right, so moving in, high school picks. AJ, you're 12-2, starting out with Stanhope versus Russell County. Who you got?
Stanhope continues the winning ways.
All right, Prattville versus Smith Station.
Prattville coming back with a win this week.
All right, Wetumpka at Pelham.
Wetumpka keeps rolling, and they're looking pretty strong for that 6A title this year.
Choosing the local guys. All right, time to talk. Who's tickling Tater's top 10? Who you got in your top 10, AJ?
Okay, well, let's start at number 10. I'm going with Washington State. Number 9, I got Wisconsin. 8, going with Michigan. 7, going to go with the Washington Huskies.
You have Michigan behind Washington?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it should be really surprising. I mean,
Michigan's got the number 1 defense in the
Okay,
country.
they
They romped Florida.
Okay, that's fair. But they've also were trailing against the Gators without 9 players. They struggled with Air Force and Cincinnati, and they struggled with Purdue for a little while until their backup quarterback came in and saved the day.
Just saying.
Okay.
Well, moving on with that, got TCU at 6, Georgia with their 41-0 win over Tennessee 5, Penn State looking pretty strong at 4, Oklahoma at 3, Clemson at 2, and Alabama at number 1.
All right, let's move into our picks for the week. So we've got Louisville versus North Carolina State on a classic ACC Top 25 Thursday night game. How do you think Lamar Jackson and Louisville respond after getting railed by Clemson?
Well, hopefully for Lamar Jackson's sake, his teammates decide to play this week, unlike they did against Clemson. I think they will, and I think they'll help out Lamar Jackson. Feel like Louisville gets a win, 31-21.
No doubt NC State will be fired up to play this game at home against Lamar Jackson and a ranked team. I think their weakness is in the pass defense, though, and obviously that's where Lamar is going to excel. I'm going to go Louisville here. I think it might be a little bit of a bumpy road for old Bobby P's boys, but I think you're going to end up with no neck braces and no skint faces, if you know what I'm saying.
All right, so moving on to LSU and Florida. Does Coach O get his guys fired up after getting romped by Troy? Go Trojans. Or does he keep rolling down the road to get fired?
I'm going to go with the latter. As you mentioned, they lost to Troy, at home, at homecoming, didn't score until the third quarter. Pretty inexcusable. I'm going to go ahead and say that if you're looking for points, though, this is probably not your kind of game. Florida did seem to look better with Franks after Del Rio went down. They've got an emerging running back in freshman Malik Davis who's looked pretty stout. I'm going with Florida in a pretty easy win here, about 10 points.
Yeah, going back to last week, I mean, LSU, you call it Death Valley. It was more like Death Valley because there was no crowd in this game. And Troy just came in and ate your supper in Tiger Stadium. So I really need to know where the heartbeat is of this LSU team. I don't see it anywhere. I think the Gators feast on some Bengal Tiger this weekend, and they pull out a win 27-20.
All right, moving on to West Virginia at TCU. Does TCU keep its run for a spot in the Final Four with a whooping of West Virginia?
Well, as you mentioned, the Final Four, West Virginia was one of my preseason top 4, and I can see now that's not the case with the defense that West Virginia has. TCU right now looks like they're for real in the Big 12, but as we know, things change every week, so I got TCU winning 34-17.
When I look at TCU, I look at a very balanced team. They've got units in top 30 on defense and offense. Kenny Hill, formerly known as Kenny Trill, he looks more than serviceable at QB. They've got a good run game going. On the other side of the ball, West Virginia is known for their offense, number 2 in the country right now, but their defense just isn't very good, number 107. They really struggle to stop people. I look for TCU to win this one going away, but I will say that West Virginia has Will Greer at quarterback, and he does have a chest tattoo. And anytime you got a guy with a chest tattoo, you can't rule him out.
AJ McCarron ring a bell?
Hardcore. All right, moving on. Miami at FSU. We got a video question. Thank you, Cully.
All right, fellas. First time, long time here out in America. Got a question for you. So, since Alabama and Auburn are both 3-touchdown favorites this weekend against their SEC West opponents, we're going to go on over to Florida State and Miami. How do you think that game will go? And I know it's a hurricane game, and AJ would say that the hurricane was a blessing for old Florida State. Got time to work in that inexperienced freshman quarterback. I know Miami's a little better than they have been. But Florida State's got about a 7-game win streak on them. So, how about it?
All right, so to answer your question, Brian, I think it's hard to assess Miami at this point. They've only played 3 games. Not very good opponents. FSU's obviously have had a letdown of a season thus far after losing Francois. Seems like they can't get things back on track. In this game, though, I am going to take Florida State. I think their defense is still pretty good. I think that Derwin James is probably going to make a big play or two, and I think they're going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I can't believe you're going against the U, man. I mean, I can't believe it.
All the time.
I mean, I know they really haven't played a whole lot. And Brian, I guess I owe the state of Florida apology for my comments earlier this year. Obviously, the extra time off has not helped Florida State. I mean, they lost to NC State, and they almost lost to Wake Forest last week, which would have just been embarrassing. But I feel like Miami is sick of losing to Florida State, get kicked around, and I feel like the Hurricanes will blow the Noles away with a win 31-17.
I see what you did there.
All right. So moving on to Michigan State versus Michigan. The state of Mitch gets their first rivalry game of the year. How do you guys see this one playing out?
Well, even though I have Michigan ranked at number 8, I feel like Michigan will win this game because I feel like their transfer quarterback from Houston, O'Korn, who is taking the place of Wilton Spate this week, will play better because he's a better quarterback. And I feel like Michigan will flex their muscles against the Spartans, winning 41-14.
This is going to be another defensive battle. Two top 10 defenses going at it. Michigan's going to have revenge on their minds, though, from last year's game and the fashion in which they lost on that block kick returned for a touchdown. I just don't think Michigan State belongs on this field with Michigan for some reason, and I think Michigan wins this one going away.
Are you saying that because Michigan went and met the Pope?
Yes, because they met the Pope.
Just saying. All right, so we got Alabama at Texas A&M. So Texas A&M rolled into Bryant-Denny and whooped a number 1 ranked Bama. Are we on upset alert again this week?
I don't think so. Or not so fast, my friend. Texas A&M's defense is very bad, and Alabama's getting their offense cranked up right now. They're playing well on both sides of the ball. Injuries has hurt Bama a little bit. I just don't see Texas A&M being able to hang around. If they do, I would look for a guy in Christian Kirk. They should be going to him on every play. He's their biggest playmaker and will be a guy that Alabama will look to stop. But I'm going Bama.
Well, if A&M has any chance in this game, they're going to have help for Kellen Mond because the kid can't throw the football, and their defense is atrocious. I don't feel like A&M has a quarterback like a Manziel who helped them beat Alabama. They have done nothing since that time beating Alabama. So I feel like Bama runs away again, 45-10 this week.
Okay, so moving on to Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn's a 21-point favorite, and each week we have to ask: has Auburn got it together? Are they the truth? And is this too many points?
Well, sometimes you got to eat the humble pie, and that's this week. I got to eat it for you, Jay, and your Auburn Tigers. Oh, my gosh. That's awful. That's hard to swallow right there.
So sexy.
And Oh man, that's tough. But just sometimes what your perception is and what's reality are two different things. And Auburn proved this last week. Perception was they weren't that great, but they rolled over the Bulldogs 49-10. And I'm going with Auburn in this game big, 56-3.
This is a clear overlookage kind of situation here. With Auburn maybe overlooking the Ole Miss Rebels by overlooking them. Nah, but seriously, Auburn is back, baby! Woo! The Gus Bus is firing on all cylinders. It's got a brand new V12 in it, and she's purring like a top. All in good fun, but Auburn's gonna win this game easily. Ole Miss is really bad, and the sad thing is they're gonna be really bad for years to come. Auburn big in this one.
Laying on a little thick there, Kyle.
All right, so moving on to our favorite time of the week.
Taters.
Who you got as your hater this week, Tater?
Well, I'm going to give a hint. His name rhymes with hate. It's Nate the Great. But no, seriously, my takeaway for this week's Tater Hater, I got a question for you, my friend. Are you a closet Auburn fan? Are you all in? Are you in the family? Are you sitting shotgun with Gus on the Gus Bus?
No.
I mean, I tend to think you are because you stick it up for him quite a bit lately.
Oh, man, thanks for joining us this week for Tater Time. Make sure to tell us what you think in the comments. Also,
Closet North Carolina.
Tar Heels. All right,
Not
make
sure.
sure to join us next week. Thanks.